Alright, what's up guys? In this video, I'm going to pick up with some differential equations. We're going to be talking about separable ODEs. So we're asked to solve the separable ODE here. So we got dy over dx is equal to e raised to the 8x minus 8y. So the first thing that you need to remember is that dy over dx, that's the same thing as y prime of x, or just simply y prime. Okay, and remember that a separable equation has a form and a separable equation takes the form n of y times dy over dx is equal to m of x, or simply n of y times y prime is equal to m of x. Either of those is fine. There's two different ways of writing the same thing, basically. So the first thing we want to do is separate the variables. So we want to get all y's on the left hand side of the equal sign, all x's on the right hand side of the equal sign. And the goal is to integrate both sides and solve for y. What you need to keep in mind about separable equations, and really anything in differential equations, quite frankly, is to not get so used to the variables x and y being used. There are other variables that may be used. Sometimes it may be y and t, maybe x and t. It's not always going to be x and y, but just keep in mind it doesn't change the way you do the problem just because they use different variables. But I did want to make that point because oftentimes students will get a little discouraged just because the variables have changed. So just keep that in mind. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite it, and I always rewrite it like this. It's just easier for me to rewrite it this way, but you could leave it the way it is if you want to. So I want to separate the variables. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide both sides by e to the negative 8y. Now to show you why this works, what I'm going to do is rewrite this as y prime is equal to e to the 8x times e to the negative 8y. Now if I divide both sides by e to the negative 8y, you can easily see I'm going to write this as e to the positive 8y multiplied by y prime is equal to e to the 8x. So the reason why I wanted to rewrite it is because it's a little easier for you to see how we were able to get all y's to the left hand side, and all we have over on this side is just x. Now we can integrate both sides. So we'll integrate this side. So we'll integrate e to the 8y dy is equal to the integral of e to the 8x dx. So when we integrate both sides, we'll get 1 over 8 e to the 8y plus c1 is equal to 1 over 8 e to the 8x plus c2, but we know that c2 minus c1 is just c, so that one c will absorb the other two constants. So in other words, we can just as 1 over 8 e to the 8y is equal to 1 over 8 e to the 8x plus c. Alright, so now again the goal is to solve for y. So we first start by multiplying both sides by 8, and notice if we multiply both sides by 8, we'll end up with e to the 8y is equal to e to the 8x. Don't forget to multiply c by 8 as well. That's a common mistake. You forget to multiply everything on that side by 8, so make sure you do that. Okay, so the goal again is to solve for y. So what we'll need to do is take the natural logarithm of both sides. So I'll take the natural logarithm. So that's going to be the natural logarithm of e to the 8y, and then to be the natural logarithm of this side, which is e to the 8x plus 8c. So taking the natural logarithm of this side over here just gives me 8y, and that's just going to be equal to the natural logarithm of e to the 8x plus 8c. And the reason why this works is because if we use properties of logarithms, we know that ln of e to the 8y, that's just going to be 8y times the natural logarithm of e, and ln of e is just 1, so that's why we're just left with 8y on that side. And the goal, again, is to solve for y, so it's pretty obvious that we just divide both sides by 8. So this is what we got. We got 8y is equal to the natural logarithm of the other side, which was e to the 8x plus 8c. Dividing both sides by 8 gives me y is equal to the natural logarithm of e to the 8x plus 8c divided by 8. And we've basically solved for y, so your answer to this will be what we got there. So the final answer is just y is equal to the natural logarithm of e to the 8x plus 8c all divided by 8. And so you can circle that. And that's your answer. Alright, so if you have any questions about how I arrived at my answer, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to explain it further. Alright guys, I'll see y'all next time. Y'all take care.